My fellow Americans yesterday once again proved that democracy is the heartbeat of this nation, just as it has been the heartbeat of this nation for 2 centuries. And even in the face of a pandemic, more Americans voted this election than ever before in American history. Over 150 million people cast their votes. I think that's just extraordinary. And if we had any doubts, we shouldn't have any longer about a government of, by, and for the people. It's very much alive in America. Here, the people rule. Power can't be taken or asserted. It flows from the people, and it's their will that determines who will be the President of the United States, and their will alone. And now, after a long night of counting, it's clear that we're winning enough states to reach 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report that when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners. With all the votes counted, we have won Wisconsin by 20,000 votes, virtually the same margin that President Trump won that state 4 years ago. In Michigan, we lead by over 35,000 votes, and it's growing, a substantially bigger margin than President Trump won Michigan in 2016. Michigan will complete its vote soon, maybe as early as today. And I feel very good about Pennsylvania. Virtually all the remaining ballots to be counted were cast by mail. And we've been winning 78% of the votes by mail in Pennsylvania. We've flipped Arizona and the 2nd District of Nebraska. Of special significance to me is that we've won with the majority of the American people. And every indication is that that majority will grow. We have a popular vote lead of nearly 3 million votes, and every indication is that will grow as well. Indeed, Senator Harris and I are on track to win more votes than any ticket in the history of this country that ever won the presidency and vice presidency. Over 70 million votes. I'm very proud of our campaign. Only 3 presidential campaigns in the past have defeated an incumbent president. When it's finished, God willing, we'll be the 4th. This is a major achievement. This is a major achievement. And it's been a long and difficult campaign, but it's been a more difficult time for our country, a hard time. We've had hard campaigns before. We've faced hard times before. So once this election is finalized and behind us, it'll be time for us to do what we've always done as Americans, to put the harsh rhetoric of the campaign behind us, to lower the temperature, to see each other again, to listen to one another, to hear each other again, and respect and care for one another, to unite, to heal, to come together as a nation. I know this won't be easy. I'm not naive. Neither of us are. I know how deep and hard the opposing views are in our country on so many things. But I also know this as well. To make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as enemies. We are not enemies. What brings us together as Americans is so much stronger than anything that can tear us apart. So let me be clear. We are campaigning as Democrats, but I will govern as an American president. The presidency itself is not a partisan institution. It's the one office in this nation that represents everyone. And it demands a duty of care for all Americans. That is precisely what I will do. I will work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as I will for those who did vote for me. Now, every vote must be counted. No one's going to take our democracy away from us. Not now, not ever. America's come too far. America's fought too many battles. America's endured too much to ever let that happen. We, the people, will not be silenced. We, the people, will not be bullied. We, the people, will not surrender. My friends, I'm confident we'll emerge victorious. But this will not be my victory alone or our victory alone. It'll be a victory for the American people, for our democracy, for America. And there will be no blue states and red states when we win, just the United States of America.
If you're thinking to yourself, that's what a president sounds like, you'd be right. This is Joe Biden's address to the American people as the final votes are being counted in just a few remaining states. And while those states are looking more and more favorable to Biden, that's only had the effect of causing Donald Trump's most despotic tendencies to come out, which was put on full display at some point past midnight on Election Day with this absurd speech.
So we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election. So our goal now is to ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment. This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list, okay? It's a very sad moment. To me, this is a very sad moment. And we will win this, and as far as I'm concerned, we already have won it.
Just so we're clear, counting votes is not a rigged or fraudulent election. Counting votes is an election. That is the entire basis for what an election is. And the fact that I have to say that in reference to the purported leader of the free world goes to show just how far the concept of democracy has fallen when it comes to Republicans under Trump. And it wasn't just a misguided, premature victory speech. The Trump campaign has since followed that speech with a promise to do a recount in Wisconsin after losing the state by more than 20,000 votes. That was followed by a lawsuit to get them to stop counting ballots in Michigan. That was followed by another lawsuit to get them to stop counting ballots in Pennsylvania. And that was followed by yet another lawsuit to get them to stop counting ballots in Georgia. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here, but when your strategy to win is to demand that states stop counting ballots in an election, that doesn't exactly inspire confidence in your chances of winning. But not to be outdone by themselves, the Trump campaign then tried to actually manifest the reality they wanted and began a coordinated effort to arbitrarily declare victory. Both Kayleigh McEnany and Eric Trump both took to Twitter to declare Trump had won the state of Pennsylvania, despite the fact that, at the time they tweeted, not only were there still 1 million ballots left to be counted in that state, but that they're actually expected to break overwhelmingly in Joe Biden's favor. But hey, why let something so pesky as reality get in their way? Even Trump himself tried to take to Twitter to hereby claim a slew of states, as if saying it using official verbiage automatically wills it into existence. He tweeted, "We have claimed for electoral vote purposes the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, which won't allow legal observers, the state of Georgia, and the state of North Carolina, each one of which has a big Trump lead. Additionally, we hereby claim the state of Michigan if, in fact, there was a large number of secretly dumped ballots as has been widely reported." Right. He's claimed Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina, and Michigan, just like I'll hereby claim a yacht and a private jet. That should work out well, don't you think? What's most ironic here is that while the Trump campaign was busy declaring victory in random states that are still in the middle of their counts, Biden, who himself is close to being able to declare victory, expressly doesn't. And that's because he's the only candidate in this race who fundamentally appreciates the fact that this is a democracy. He's the only candidate in this race who understands that the vote should be counted and that the presidency isn't taken, it's earned. So in case there's any doubt, Trump will continue to throw his temper tantrums, but the fact that he's so desperate is a testament to the fact that he knows he's in a terrible position. You don't arbitrarily demand states stop counting ballots that don't favor you if you're winning. You don't start frantically suing if you're winning. And you certainly don't try to baselessly declare victory in the middle of an election if you're winning. What's important is that every vote that was cast legally will be counted, and the states will certify a winner. And despite Trump's best efforts, the democratic process will continue to play out uninterrupted. If you like this video, please check out my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deep dive into the week's most important stories and interview major players in politics, including Kamala Harris, Katie Porter, Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, Eric Swalwell, Mary Trump, Al Franken, Cory Booker, and many, many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.